Okay, my name is Debby Radakovich, and I am a mixed media artist, a 3D mixed media artist in West Lynn. And my company is called Grateful Creations. Let me explain a little bit about what a mixed media artist is. First of all, I work in 3D, which means that it's not just one plane like a painting you would put on the wall. It is a form. And so this is a really good representation of what a 3D mixed media art is. So 3D, again, it's a form, and it uses a lot of different medias in it. An oil painter uses oil paints for what they create, and a ceramicist uses clay. But what I use are a whole bunch of different things. So this is a resin horse, and it has real horse hair on it. It has bicycle chains and beads and metal and leather and of course the aviator glasses. So I put all of these together to make one specific piece. So that is what a 3D mixed media piece is. I'm also a retired interior designer, and that helps me a lot in my work. So for my clients, I would always do space planning and find furniture and appliances. But what I also did is I would go out and I would find specific one-of-a-kind pieces for them because they always wanted to portray themselves as being specific, uniquely one person. I would have a hard time finding exactly what I wanted. So when I started doing this artwork, I started looking around and deciding what I wanted to do that would be just a one-of-a-kind unique thing. And so that's all that I do. I couldn't create another one exactly like it if I tried. So people always ask me about animal forms and why do I choose animals? Well, I was raised in Montana, and we had a small ranch there, and we had a lot of different animals on that ranch. And they were really part of the family. We had Buttercup the milk cow, and Muley Bates the recalcitrant steer, and I named all of my bunnies. and I also, we had Peaches the wolf dog and the Bandit the Siamese cat, and they all had personalities. And I loved them all. I thought that they were great, and that was the reason why I started working with animals, because I really do think they have great personality. They're fun, they are whimsical, and they create a really nice mood in the room. Recycling is important to me. I am quite the environmentalist. And so I really like to use things that have been discarded, and I challenge myself to do something with it. And I always did like a good challenge. So what I do is I go out to thrift stores and garage sales. I have people gift me these things, but I basically find an animal form. And this is something that is what I will probably be starting on fairly soon. You can see that it is a blank canvas. So what can I do with it? How do I give it this personality? Well, I give it personality by first usually covering it with different material. And again, this material is recycled material. I find it at the thrift stores. People give it to me. And the challenge is to work with the colors and the patterns and the scale and try to make it look like a cohesive piece. And this is where my interior design comes in, because I have to work an awful lot with color and scale and pattern. So you'll find that a lot in what I do. And of course at the end, to give it even more personality, I sometimes use like costume jewelry. I can use leather, I use metal, I use just about anything that kind of suits my fancy. And again, it's a challenge to figure out what to use to give it the correct personality. So when these things are done, they turn out to be very fun and whimsical, and that's why I like to recycle. I really enjoy being a charity artist. As I told you, I was raised in Montana, And we didn't have a lot of money, but I could always have a horse. And so a horse was very important to me. I was part of the Flathead Valley Junior Sheriff's Posse. I did 4-H. I would ride up on the mountains and I'd swim in the rivers. Sorry, Mom, I didn't tell you about that. And if I could get out onto the pony trail, I was gone. We didn't have any cell phones, and I talked and sang to my horse, and we just had a marvelous time. So horses have always been really special to me. So I've done an awful lot of rescuing myself with horses, but I've gotten to the point now where physically that's kind of hard work. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of money. And so what I do is I give 100% of what I make with my artwork to 2 specific horse rescues. And one of them is Zeb's Wish, which is in Sandy, Oregon. And Susie Cloutier is the one that runs that. And the other one is Heart Space Horse Sanctuary in Redmond. And Melanie Mungie is the one that runs that. And they are both really good horse rescues and sanctuaries. They care so much for the horses. They do a great job, and they help the people with the horses too. So I think that they are wonderful. They are transparent in every way, that they know what they're doing, and they really help them out. So that's what I do as a charity artist. I think art is very important in our culture, mainly because it gets people thinking and seeing things in a different light. As an artist, you're constantly looking at things and trying to come up with something different. You're taught to think outside the box, draw outside the lines, and look at things in a different light. And you see this an awful lot through history. A couple of the artists that I can think of right off the top of my head is like Pablo Picasso, who did a lot with forms and shapes. And then there was Monet, who did quite a bit with different lighting and everything. They saw things through a different lens that typically people don't look at. So an artist really has to stretch in many directions to find something that's different and unique. And so it's important for the artist, but it's also important for the viewer, because if you like the art or don't like the art, it really puts you into a position to really search out why you like it or why you don't like it, what the artist is trying to say in the art. And it makes you stretch as a person to see another person's ideas and reference those. And I think that that's very important, especially in our culture today, to be able to see someone else's perspectives. Marketing has always been difficult for me. Most artists are introverts, and it's hard to do. So usually you start out with a tent and going to art festivals and putting that all up, and I have done that in the past, but I no longer do that because it's physically demanding to put it up, and it's usually on a day that's 110 degrees out, and you have to be there from Friday from 3 to 6, and everyone else is trying to get in there. So it's really difficult to do that. So instead of doing that, I've been trying to do more things online. So I have gotten a website, and again, it was gratefulcreations.com. And through that website, I can sell my art. But you have to get people to go to that website. So to drive them to that website, then you have to have a presence in social media. So I have an Instagram account and I have a Facebook account. And I challenge myself to work with the computers because I'm not a great computer person. A lot of my friends do Sudoku and crossword puzzles, and that's just not me. So I, again, challenge myself to do posts and reels, and they're starting to be kind of fun for me, but it has been difficult. I'm also in a gallery in Canby. It's called Artomatic, and the people that run it are Eric and Shelley. and they do a fantastic job. They have local artists, regional artists, and national artists, so you may want to get out to Canby and check it out. I am also in Portland Open Studios this year, and there's 111 artists that actually participate in Portland Open Studios, and what it is that people go and actually visit the artist in their studio, in their space, see how they work, where they work, and it really helps get the public out to see how art is done. And in my particular area, I'm out in West Lynn, like I said, and I have, of course, my horses and my dog and that type of thing, so you can kind of come out to the country and see my art. You can purchase my art through there too. So you may want to check out Portland Open Studios. It's 2 weekends in October. It's the 8th and 9th and the 15th and 16th, so you might want to put that on your calendar. I'm also involved with the Lake Oswego Arts Council. This year they're having a fundraiser, and the fundraiser is that they have picked 4 artists, and I'm one of them, and they will be giving us a chair and a stipend of $500, and you can do anything you want with that chair. So I'll be like a kid in the kindergarten's table, so I can punk it out any way I want to. And at the end of it, then they will auction it off online. So that'll be kind of fun this year. And I'm also in their holiday market that they have generally in November and December. I really want to thank the Westland Library for having me and showcasing me as their artist in July, and it really has made a difference. So it's fun to see people come and look at my art and smile and enjoy it.